Synchronizing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello everybody, welcome back to Halo Reach, the first game in the chronological order of Halo. Now, as y'all recall, I started this off as just a channel starter, basically. It's like I've got other videos up there, but nothing actually solid. So I'm gonna attempt to build something up a little bit more solid. And I figured, why not, since we're closing in on the release of Halo 5 ever so surely, I might as well play through Halo. Just for the S&Gs of it, not to mention I haven't played through a lot of the Halo stuff in quite a while. So yeah, here we are. Hopefully it's the start of something pretty good. I'll see what everyone else is saying. I'm batch recording here, so hopefully when these start launching, I'll start collecting up views and people to watch, so we shall see. But yeah, as I was saying from the previous video, I'm not playing to be impressing anybody. I'm not playing for achievements. I'm not playing for anything other than just to play and talk. It's basically a glorified podcast just up on YouTube. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's about as much as I can say. I'm not doing this for anyone but myself. It gives me something to do when I have a little bit of free time. Ooh, shotgun. Yeah, as I said before, I don't have the best recording setup or the best setup ever to play games on, but I make do with what I can. And if anyone's got a problem with that, unless you're gonna send me money to pay my bills and cover getting myself a Elgato or something like that, you got no right to complain. So granted, I know I'm just adding fuel to a fire for someone to complain, but hey, it's America. America. But yeah, so E3 is happening right now, so that's also a thing that's going on. I'm pretty excited with some of the stuff that I've seen. Granted, as I said in the previous video too, I don't watch too much stuff on it. Like with the Halo 5 Guardians coming out, I know it's coming out. I know it's going to deal with Spartan Locke, and it's going to deal with Master Chief. Anything other than that, I haven't really been paying attention to, just because I love a good, fresh look at a game. The most virgin, most clear look that I get, the better for me. That's just my personal feelings on it. I'd much rather see something for the first time and enjoy it and not have to worry than sitting there and trying to say, oh yeah, I've seen this and this, I know all this about it. I mean, some people love learning new stuff about their video games that are coming out. They're like, oh my god, this is so awesome, I can't wait for this, or can't wait for that. Like a minute ago I was just reading how Fallout 4, which is coming out, is going to have a crafting system. You can build towns and everything else like that. You know, stuff like that I like to read about, but anything else really just generally kind of is just like overhyping a game, and I hate having a game overhyped. For me, overhyping a game is just dull, because it's like Duke Nukem Forever, perfect example. Let's go on to that. One of the worst games of the decade. It's not the worst game of anything, but it's one of the worst of the decade, where, yeah, waited over 10 years for it, and then it just, yeah. There's not much to say about it. It was so overhyped. Everyone was like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be one of the greatest games we've ever played. Yada da da. And flop. And everyone that pre-ordered and spent all that extra money on it, and I'd rather not hype a game and get it, enjoy what little bit of it I can, if it turns out to flop like Duke Nukem Forever, but we shall see, because so far, 343 Studios have done a fairly decent job. Like with Halo 4, that was a fairly decent adaptation of the Halo series, or continuation of this Halo series, excuse me, through someone else's developmental eyes as a game designer and programmer and everything in between. It's always nice and refreshing to see something new. It's like the original Halos, the original trilogy, I should say. You know, you come across, you fight the Flood, you stop the rings, and that's that. Now, we're gonna be apparently learning, like, I'm going to assume, like, the origins of the Flood, finding Cortana, saving the galaxy, which is, you know, the trope for this whole series, but that's such a basic story to everything that you can't really be mad at the game for doing it, if that's what your game is based on. Oh yeah, you're a superhuman that's defending humanity and everything it stands for in one shot. So, I mean, you can't argue that they're sticking to their roots, you know. That's the same for any video game. Granted, Call of Duty, it kind of oversells it a little bit. It has had a longer franchise, and all it is here's started off with World War II, then here's the supposed World War III, and then here's a couple alternate histories, there's an alternate things, and it kind of got overdone, I guess, so to speak, of just, it's the same war over and over and over and over again, like with the World War II. Which is another reason why I fell in love with Halo the way I did, because it was not just a rehashing of World War II. It was just a, hey, it's different. It was something new, something refreshing, and I like that. But I digress back to what I was saying, that Halo is also slowly starting to fall into that pattern of it's just the same thing, the same story with a different paint slapped on it. You know, a lot of games are doing that too, and it bothers me that games are resorting to that. I like fresh IPs, you know, you won't get many of them as it is, just because of the way you can only spin a first-person shooter tale so many different ways before you start having to copy somebody else's idea or someone else's franchise. You know, it's hard to do that, so there's plenty of leeway given there, but when it comes down to, like Call of Duty, it's slowly losing focus for the multiplayer aspect of it, or losing its focus to the multiplayer aspect, I should say. It kind of makes you wonder, it's like, when are they just going to drop a game that's solely designed for multiplayer? When is the next, just Call of Duty, the multiplayer experience, going to pop out? It's same thing going on with Halo. When is the Halo just multiplayer experience going to pop out? It's on its way. I can't say when and everything else like that, because games like these that started off very heavily story driven, like the original Halo, very solid story to it. You know, great writing, great acting for the voice actors, great animations for the time. You'll have to remember that's over a 10-year-old game now, so for it to still be as popular as it is, especially as a franchise, I would dare say, with little to nothing backing it up, just based off of personal experience and people that I've talked to, that it's one of the biggest rivals for the Call of Duty franchise. Probably not as old, but definitely as pushing hard into their franchise and their market shares and just being a general rival. You know, it's one of those things that's definitely interesting to think about, but I digress to what I was previously saying, that I really hate games that are just multiplayer focused or losing their focus to multiplayer. Like, yeah, here's a quick little campaign. Now here's a multiplayer that unless you get it on day one, you buy all this extra DLC, you spend another $60 on for all these extra add-on maps here and there that you can't keep up. You know, someone once argued saying that, oh yeah, you should just evolve with the game as it's evolving. But I was like, That's not the type of player I am. I want to just be able to sit down and play, be able to jump in and play, and not have to sit there and spend, 6 months out of the year just trying to learn how to play, and then before you know it, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, there's part 2 coming out, and there's new DLC, and everything's happening so fast. It's like, why bother trying to keep up? Which is, for me, a reason why I don't play games as hardcore as I used to. Like the original Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty World at War, Halo 2 and 3. I used to play them as often and as much as I can, as long as I can, for hours on hours a day, just because they were simplistic in what you had to do. Is go here, kill bad guys, and that's it. Now it's, oh, now you gotta customize your weapons for maximum damage output, and, for a lot of people, that's a great thing, but for a quick, 20-minute match, with people sinking in hundreds of dollars, just to buy the initial copy of the game, $60. Now you're going to drop another $60 for, say, the season pass, so that we get all the DLC and all the special DLC weapons. Why make them DLC? Just include them. I mean, I know it's a market thing that they're doing. It's their market strategy. It's their, let's just try and milk our customers for as much as we possibly can, and that's the type of thing that I don't really like. They know that they're milking us. They don't care that they're milking us. And if we want it, we'll pay for it. It's as simple as that. Because they're multi-millions of customers strong, and fans strong. You won't be able to win. The only thing that we do would probably cause another collapse like ET did and just not buy the product. If game developers suddenly saw all of us go, hey, you know what, you're trying to milk us for all this money? I'm not buying this. I'm not buying that. I've already started doing it. It's like, for the latest Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare that came out, yeah, I bought it. I picked it up on launch. I work at Walmart, so it was easy enough to pick up at launch. The only reason I picked it up at launch was because it's not done by Treyarch or Activision. It's done by a third company. So I was like, okay, let's see if this is any different from any other game done via the Call of Duty franchise from before. How much of a difference is there to this? Is there any difference? So I jumped in, played, and realized that no, it's not really any different anymore. It's basically, here's this, go. And it's kind of like, it didn't provide a challenge, so to speak. It didn't provide an inkling to make me want to go through and play again. It's like, here, quickly play, run through, bang, bang. Now, go play multiplayer. Go play multiplayer. Here's the next map pack. And the other thing that irritated me, too, was, oh, yeah, you want your map packs? Here, you pay for the season pass. That way you can get your zombies, too. And it's like, wait, you're going to make me pay for an add-on that I was able to get in the Call of Duty World at War series, the Call of Duty Black Ops series, and the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 series for free. You're going to make me pay for that. Why in the world would you force people to pay for that when they can get it for free on a different platform? Why? Because, oh, we're the new company. Here's the latest and greatest thing we're providing. We're going to have you all be milked for as much money as humanly possible without making you realize you're being milked for your entire worth. It's annoying. It's pathetic in a way. They're so greedy now. It kind of pushes someone to not want to play. At least to me, it's with everything that they put out, I hadn't bought. And well, that's just kind of it. It just bothers me that they're doing that. But I'm closing in on my time here, so I'm gonna kind of end this episode here, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a good one.